Hey everybody. So today's video, I'm going to try to basically record and talk at the same time. Okay. I'm doing a large quantity of cards and it made me think about like mass producing. So, like times when it's the holidays and you have to make a lot of Christmas cards, or if you wanted to make in bulk, the birthday cards you'll need for the year, whatever the reason may be, say anything that's more than two cards. I'm gonna say we'll think of it as bulk, only because on one 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, we know we can get two card bases from it, right? So whether you cut it, hold on. So I'm just gonna grab a piece real quick. So I've got two pieces here that have already been cut in half, right? So if we were to put this back together to create the 8.5 by 11, this is an 8.5 by 11 sheet, and you can cut it in the middle this way, or you can cut it in the middle this way, right? So we know either way we're coming with two card bases. Um, so I think that with the one card doing two is pretty simple, right? Because cutting it in half, you're already like on the way to being done, right? But when you start getting into like four, five, six, seven, eight, however you want to do it, I always keep it in the even numbers because we get two. So if you tell me you need seven, I'm making eight because it doesn't make sense to just do seven cards, you know? So, and I always like to have one that I kind of play with when I'm trying to figure out exactly what it is I want to do. Unfortunately, when I came up with this idea for making this video, I forgot to film the first part. So basically, with all these cards that I've kind of already completed already, I just very simply, because the longest part was scoring all of these, right? So I knew that I wanted to cut off one of the ends, but first I had to score. So the first thing I did was score everything. And that's the key with doing large quantity of stuff. Whatever it is, whatever point you're on, you're doing the same thing for all cards. Like you don't do one, finish out one card, and then go to the next. No, 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 no. You do each step. So once I scored, I tried to figure out a couple of ways to do the edges here, right? I tried oh, I don't know where I put them. Oh, here we go. I tried using scissors. I tried using um my obviously my die cut machine. And then finally I was like, you know what? Let me grab some punches, and what I'll do is I'll just cut 1 inch off. So then I went through and I cut the 1 inch off on all the cards. So now they all have a flap that's a little bit shorter than the other side, right? So now what I did is, let's see, we got a total of we got 6 folded cards right here. Okay. So we're going to do 3 with one punch and 3 with the other. Now, this part is probably going to be a little on the loud side. There's nothing I can do about that, only because we're trying to, one, do this without having to do a lot of editing. And it's just, easier that way. So I'm going to hold it up. It's probably easier if I show you. So there you have the one edge, right? And then I would just add it to the section. And you just keep going. So we know we have 6 cards. So we're going to do these 3. And then another one just to make sure we got the end. And then one more. And then one. Same thing. All right. And I don't know, I know sometimes we forget we have these things, But if you have them in your stash, pull them out. They do help to make like interesting designs, not only on your cards, but you can use them on your layouts too. So there's that 3. We'll throw this out. And then we're going to do these 3. Now, at this point, I can't really tell you what these cards are for because I'm doing a little project. But I just wanted to get this kind of documented on the process because I think it helps when you want to make your own cards, and sometimes you just don't know the process of what you should do, especially when you're trying to make more than, like I said, the 2 cards. But I have found the most productive way to get it done is to, whatever step you're doing, do it for all the cards. So then that way you don't have to go back to a step that you've already completed. Make sense? Hold on. All right. Did I get that last piece? Yes. And you line up the edge. There's a, on the soft part here, or the smooth part down here, not the lip, you can line up the marks, and then that tells you where, it's basically your guide for doing the punching. And we just want to do one more just to make sure we definitely get that, the edge one. Okay, so with this one, I thought this was fun. So it looks like a note page. I thought that's so cute. So some are curved and some have that. And then, of course, in the beginning, like I said, I've been doing a lot of experimenting. So some of the edges, you know, is me trying to use my machine, my Gemini. So we have a little bit fancier scalloped edge. You know, it's okay because with experiment, you learn lessons and then it's easier to get it done. So let's say that the next thing that we want to do is to create an insert, like a layered look here. And then, so that way, maybe you can see the difference, you know, with the edge. We can put even like a little piece that's going to go on this part, right? To create like a front little flap image, because I think my thank you is going to go here. And then I may find, I'm going to look to see if I can find like rub-ons, something like that, that I can use on the front to create like an element, and then put the thank you on the front. And then there's going to be a message on the inside. I think they'll be cute. They're going to be cute. All right. So that's what I'm working on. That's the process that I'm taking. So right now, the next step is just figuring out exactly how we're going to get to the next step to get us that one step closer to being done. And the other thing is to try and keep it simple for yourself. The more complicated the step is, the more headache, and you're going to wind up like, by the time you're done, being so sick and tired of the choice that you made. So I'm trying to keep things as simple as possible for myself. And that's what I would suggest. So if I can find rub-ons, then this will probably just be the main page with the rub-on and the thank you and calling it a day. Keep it simple. And then I'm going to get a sticker. I'm going to create a sticker that's going to go on the inside. So I think that'll work really well. I'm trying to do as much as I can to just keep it simple. Simple is the name of the game. Okay. So I know this video is going to be short and sweet, only because technically I'm not ready to go to the next step yet, because I still have all these to do with this step. So this is going to be a little bit of a journey. So it's probably going to be more than one technique video. And hopefully, it probably won't be more than one or two, because I hope to work on this video again tomorrow where we start the next step and I can share with you that. All right. So thank you guys for joining. Please consider subscribing, hitting the thumbs up. And of course, if you leave comments, I always appreciate you. And I look forward to seeing you guys with the next video. And I hope you have a great one. Okay. Bye, y'all.